10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are. I hope you guys are doing well, and welcome to the Premier League coming back. It is week 7, 6, 8. I can't tell now with the confusion of everything that's been going on, but whatever week it is, we have 7 matches to run through with you guys today. So we will get into it, and of course we'll have a quick review of last week, so to speak, even though it was 2 weeks ago. Hope you guys are doing well, guys. While you're here, please do not forget, give the video a quick like, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and if you want to be a member, just like James did. Thank you, James Bensley, for becoming a Super Red. It's 99p, and you'll get all the emojis, the forest emojis in the chat. Good to see you all in there, guys. Hope you are well. We got the Easter's Red. How you doing? Carl, Jimmy. We got Kel, how you doing? We got Andrew, how are you, my friend? And oh my, as always, is there. All right, guys, let's get into it. We got a lot to cover off today. And let's bring in our usual panel and get the screen up as well. All with one button. There we go. It worked. Fantastic. Simple as to Svate, how are you boys doing?
Good. Happy footballs, mate.
Good. All right. Let's have a quick review of last week. We'll just call it last week for now. And it wasn't a great week for most people, I don't think. Chat, if you already know your points on what you scored last week, let me know. Let me know in the chat how many points you got. You can't have done as bad as I did. I'll just very quickly run through week 6. Is that the right week?
I think so.
We did, yeah. So we'll run through the results. Everton and Liverpool drew 0-0. Brentford beat Leeds 5-2. Chelsea beat West Ham 2-1, very luckily. Newcastle and Palace drew 0-0. We won't talk about that. Spurs fluked a win against Fulham 2-1. Wolves beat Southampton. Villa and Man City drew. And Brighton beat Leicester 5-2. Now, if we have a look at the rounds, it was an interesting set of results, to say the least. We had Forever Forest. I don't know if you're in the chat. Well done. You won the weekend with 12 points. And then our panelist Flame, who again can't make it today, he also got 11 points. And Red Revival was on 11. There was some other good results. Twist, somehow you managed 9 points. Which in the bigger scheme of things was not bad at all. Walking Boom did well with 9. But John did all right with 9 as well. Simple as you got 8. Who stands out here? Forest Dan, you got 7. Spike 6.5. As you guys can see, still haven't come to me yet. Sea Dog 5. Kel got 5. Oh, and then we're down here in the mud. Sharky 2.5. Chewy 2.5. Still better than me. Where am I? How bad was it? I swear I got a couple.
Sure, you didn't get the wooden spoon.
I didn't get the wooden spoon, did I? No, come on. There I am. 2.5 points. Let's go. I know my football. So, guys, if you did better than me, 2.5 points is all you had to beat. Well done. Well done indeed. It's a terrible, terrible week. But let's see what that meant for the overall leaderboard. Let's have a quick look at that. And there has been some movement. We have a lockout at the top. Twist with a, 8.5 point lead over...
Domination. I'm actually running away with this. No one challenging me.
And we got Simple As moving up into second place.
Yeah, watch your back.
And then RB's dropped into third. And then we got the big movers. Let's pick out some movers here. Southpaw Red up into the top 5. Walking Boom just outside the top 5 and only half a point outside of it. So well done. And then you've got Weiwei's gone down a place. Hong Kong Fooey up 5 places. Wolverine down 5 places. Leo down 1 and Red down 1. And then a few big movers here. We've got Forfar. He's up into 14th with 43.5 points. Benter's down 2. Forest and on his way up into 16th. Adam with huge movement. Up 11 places into 18th on 41 points. And then let's see any big downers. Intensify's gone down 13 places. Tyler's down 12. Not the real Jono is down 8 places. But big movements even down towards the mid-table here with Red Revival and Sean moving up 16 places as well. So, interesting starts. We've got over 100 in here now. It's grown really nicely. And a few newbies joining in. So guys, if you want to join in, please make sure that you click in the description. The link is there if you haven't already. And let's get on to match week. I guess we're going to call it 8, 7. I don't know. Villa versus Southampton. But before we start, I want to ask you boys a quick question. And I want your opinions in the chat as well. And Andrew, thank you so much for upgrading your membership to a gold, bro. Really do appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Ted Bowley talking about North versus South football. An all-stars game, if you like. Guys in the chat, what do you think about this and would you take it? And Twist and Simple Us, what do you reckon to it? Start with you, Twist.
I mean, initially it sounded like just one of them classic American ideas. They just come out, think it's on the top of the head, trying to Americanize our Premier League and our football, which is kind of true. I mean, they like to do this kind of stuff in America, don't they, with the, what's it called, Harlem Globetrotters and all that kind of stuff, where they bring all the different teams, best players from each team, bring them together. Would this work in reality? I mean, for me, I think it would just end up just being a glorified friendly. Wouldn't be much tempo in the game. I mean, what is the point in it, really? He's saying you can make 200 million out of it. I'm not sure how he pulls that off. And then he's going to give that all to the lower league clubs.
That's not what he said. He said it makes 200 million in America.
Okay, so what is the actual point? What is he trying to achieve? He's trying to make money for these lower league clubs.
Yeah, okay, but my thought on it is, believe it or not, I kind of like it. And the reason I like, just hear me out, right? For me, the Charity Shield is one of the most boring matches of the year. It's always Man City against Chelsea or Man City against Arsenal or Liverpool. It's always that combo of those three teams, yeah? Now, imagine you did it where you did North versus South, East versus West, whatever, but you had to have one player from each team and only one team got 2 starters, yeah? It would make it a little more interesting. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be a competitive match and all that, right? But would it not be more entertaining to watch that where every single football fan has a little bit of an interest in a Charity Shield match rather than having to watch Man City play Liverpool year in, year out? That's my thought on it. Now, will it happen? Of course not. And who's going to insure the players? How are they going to get it over the line? Who's going to coach them, train them, etc.? But surely, I think the question more is, doesn't the Charity Shield need to change? Because that's just a dead rubber match every single year.
I mean, who is this Ted Bowley guy, man, comes in for 5 minutes, thinks he's going to change the league, change the cups, add some matches. Who's he to come in and make these kind of suggestions?
At least he's making suggestions. What other owner is coming in with some ideas to enhance football further? But I'm not saying his idea is great. I'm just saying, at least it's an idea.
I'll tell you this much. If they put Kane and Son in that match and one of them gets injured, then I'll be kicking off.
I mean, you wouldn't notice the difference with Son the way he's playing.
If they just put Emerson Royale in there, and then I don't know, Fraser Forster or sub goalie or something, then yeah, that's fine. But I don't want them. I want everyone else wrapped in cotton wool. I don't want none of this.
I mean, that's a good point. It's never going to happen for that. All the clubs have got to accept to release all these players and risk injury. And you're saying about replacing it as a Charity Shield. It's never going to get replaced as a Charity Shield. It's going to get added into the calendar, which means they've got another fixture.
Why could it not replace the Charity Shield?
Because they won't just randomly replace the Charity Shield with a Ted Bowley idea of North versus South. That's never going to happen.
Yeah, but do you not see the point I'm making? Forget all the political issues with it, right? Would you not be more interested if you had 2 Man U players and 2 Spurs players and 2 Forest players and etc., right? I just think it'd be better than watching a Charity Shield match.
That's what the World Cup's for. That's what the Euros are for. I've got no other interest in that.
Anyway, all right, guys in the chat, let me know what you're thinking. Poe saying this ain't gonna work. Omai says there'd be Liverpool and City versus London. Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is there's a max allocation, so it's 2 from each club. Therefore, and mandatory 1 has to start from each club. Would make it a bit more interesting. Jonathan says Premier League is bigger than the NFL. Easter's Red is saying it'd be cool to see an East Midlands team too. Easter's Red is saying it should be 2 players max for each club. Yeah, I agree with that. And Andrew's saying if they made it 2 players from each team, 11 players, 9 subs, would be fairer. 10 Southern teams, 10 Northern teams, replace the Charity Shield. Andrew, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's not going to happen, but at least he's coming up with ideas. Anyway, with that said, let's move on to why we're here. And match number 1, well, technically 1A, if you like, is Villa against Southampton. Now, I've had an atrocious week, and I'm playing it the safest you're ever going to see this week, and I'm going to get points on the board. Simple as, which way are you going? Villa, Southampton.
Oh, I was still in Ted Bowley mode. My God. I mean, I suppose they drew with Man City, but did Man City just have an off day that day? I don't know.
I don't know. Guys in the chat, which way are you going on this one?
And then, I was going to say, and then we've got Southampton, who just like suddenly worldies one week and then really bad the next week, losing to Wolves.
They're always the same. I hate Southampton because you can't predict what they're going to do, man. It's so annoying.
I think I may just be going safe on this, honestly, because Villa are at home. But what do you think, Twist? I'm not saying going for a Villa win, but what do you reckon, Twist?
The way I see this one, there's 3 rules that I've got that I could bring into this match. You got the Southampton, Jekyll and Hyde. They're on a win-loss, so they're due a win. So that should be a win next to the loss. Then you've got the Villa rule. 3 losses and a draw, they're due a win. Another rule right there. But I'm going to have to go with my default home rule on this.
You're going home rule. I hate predicting Southampton games. I hate it.
Depends which squad turns up that day.
Exactly. What are the guys in the chat saying? Andrew's saying 1-1. 132 starts saying 2-1 to Villa. He says can't remember, was at a party when I did mine. I don't know, man. I don't know. I think
Gerrard was my favourite to be fired for that point against Man City, so I don't know how much.
I think I'm gonna really stick on the fence on this one.
Oh.
I'm going for a draw. I'm putting it in. What we got here, man? 48% going for a Villa win, 31 for the draw, 21 Southampton. So the home rule is in play. Oh my God, people haven't locked their things in. Why can't I see? What? Why can't I see everyone's things?
There you go, pool picks.
Oh, I'm in the wrong section. My bad. All right. Sorry, guys. One sec. This computer is on a different planet. Why am I not? I am in it. What's happened here? What have I done?
Go back to where you was. Go picks.
Where?
The top left.
Yeah. All picks, they're saying. Okay.
Yeah, and then pull picks on the tab underneath the percentage of who's voted for what. Down.
Oh, here. Okay. Oh, is that simple? Okay. All right. Edit that out. It's still not doing it, man. No, here. Here. Oh my God.
Technical difficulty.
It's not showing it. Has no one logged their results in? I doubt it. Let's move on again. What's going on? Can any of you guys see anyone else's? Try community. Let me try community. This is a good start, man. Welcome back to the Premier League. No, nothing's working. Nothing's working. History? Do I need to just refresh that? Oh, am I in the wrong week? Super Brew, if you're watching, help. Tweet me. Okay, let's move on and see if it fixes it. Wait, did I lock it in? I did lock it in, didn't I? Yours is doing the same. Kel locked hers in earlier. Mine's doing the same, says Tomic as well. 1 point shared, says TC. Okay, I don't know. Sorry, guys. I don't know how to get... I don't know what's going on. It must be a website issue. Just let me know in the chat what you went. I don't know what they've done. Maybe because of the mix-up from last week that's happened. Okay. The main event, nice and early in the stream. Forest against Fulham. There's a lot of reds on the Forest side, and it's not just their shirt. Twist, start with you. Guys in the chat, let's get this prediction, and this is the big one. Twist,
Well,
what you
before
say?
the Bournemouth match, I said must win, and you ended up throwing that away like idiots 3-2 after a 2-0 lead. Pretty embarrassing defeat there. So this one has been upgraded to a must win, I guess, because another promoted team, Fulham, obviously adapted to the Premier League a lot better than Forest have. They've come in and played some big matches, big teams, got good results against them, and played well even in the games they've lost. So you got a tough test here. Mitrovic is on fire, even though we all predicted him getting more than 5 goals all season. Probably already on that now. So you got to deal with him. Forest side point of view, Coop's had another week extra to deal with all these new signings, put the plans into place, get the training field, get it all solid, get people like Lingard up to fitness, MG Dub fitting in. So hopefully he's going to be able to play his best possible 11, maybe minus a few that's injured, and maybe he'll do a formation change. Who knows? But you're at home again. It's a night match. Crowd are going to be up for it. Floodlights on. You should be expecting a win, but I'm going to put you down as a draw.
That's the longest build-up to a draw I've ever seen. Let me get a couple of these results in from the guys, because we won't be able to see them. So please make sure you chuck it in the chat. Andrew's gone 1-0 to Forest. Omar's gone 2-1 to Forest. Joe's gone 3-1 to Forest. Poe says, depends on how Cooper reacts. JP's gone 2-0. I think he's got Iwoni to score as well. Poe's prediction is 2-1. Tomic's gone 3-1. If Freuler is on and Cook is out. I like how he thinks. One Tree 2 Star says 2-1 to Forest. Joe says, depends on how we start and who's in the defense. TCC says, yep, I agree, a draw. Kel saying 2-1 to Forest. Carl saying 1-0. Mark saying 2-1. And Joss is saying 2-1 close game, I reckon. The Easters Red's gone 3-1. Keep the scores coming in. We'll come back to them. Simple as. What are you saying here?
Yeah, for me, so obviously we played them last. Look, their 2 losses have been against Spurs and Arsenal, both 2-1. They both challenged in each of the matches. Mitrovic is scary. I think they're just going to be too strong for Forest, home or away. I think they've had a hot start. They've only lost to good teams. They drew to Liverpool. I've just got to go Fulham on this one. Forest defence is just too lackluster. I haven't seen a defence so far this season, basically. That's it. It's as simple as that. I think your defence is going to cost you again, and I don't think he's going to make enough changes to change that.
Is Newcastle fit? Any information on that?
No, he's still out. I reckon it's going to be Bolly coming in for Cook. And I don't even like Bolly that much, but I'll freaking take him over Cook right now.
If any of those, Worrell, Cook, any of those
Worrell will play. He's not going to drop Worrell, man. He's not. He's not going to drop his captain. Look, I've got a real headache on this one because I'm not going to lie.
Look, what's happening here? You're not going for a 6-0 win?
Let me finish. No, I'm usually... is the man with no face called Twist or Twisto? Twist.
Twisto is a pretty nice name as well.
Twisto, yeah. Look, I don't like playing Fulham. I never have. I never will. We lost them 4-0 at home last season, but we beat them at Craven Swiss Cottage 1-0 with a nice little Zinchenko goal. And that was a high-pressure match, man. I think they could have won the league if they beat us, and we had to beat them to keep hunting down Boringmouth. It was quite late in the season last year. But that means nothing this year. And Mitrovic does scare me a little bit but at the same time, I'm going to use Twist's rules here, right? Because he's on a 4-goal game scoring streak. Yeah. It has to come to an end. He's not a Haaland, man. He can't go 5. Oh, why have I said it now? I've just probably jinxed it, man.
You got a Jewett win as well.
It's true. I was thinking that about Mitrovic. I was literally thinking that about Mitrovic. Like, he can't score 37 goals this season.
Exactly.
He can't score him.
Exactly.
Yeah, they've got other players there. Dan James, you rate him there.
Dan James is Forrest Gump, man. He just runs. So I'm not worried about Dan James. Look, here's the other thing, right? Every time I've gone Forest to win on here, they haven't won. Apart from West Ham. I hate Fulham. I really can't stand Fulham. But at the same time, they got one of the crappiest defenders in Ream at the back I've ever seen. Like, for me, this game, we will know the result of it at 7 p.m. tomorrow. There's your answer, right? If he goes with Cook at the back, and if he goes with without a striker, again, Forest won't win. Yeah? I think he's going to make the changes. Now, Mangala was fit, and apparently today has come out saying he's injured again. I don't know if that's Cooper playing mind games. If Mangala and O'Brien or Freuler, like a combo of those three, start tomorrow, I would feel a lot more confident. But I can't not back my boys, man. Look, I said in my preview of the match, 2-1 to Forest. I'm sticking with 2-1, and I think it's going to be ugly, and I think it's going to be scrappy. But if we can silence Mitrovic, they have nothing else, man. They don't. Your reject, Pereira, who suddenly thinks he's Maradona, Nick, he's not going to last forever. His form's going to go back to Man U form, surely.
Yeah, you'd assume so. I mean, it's just that you just got to base on what they've done so far. They've been playing organised, controlled football and getting good results and playing well. So, which literally the opposite of what Forest have been.
Yeah, but you also look at the stats up here, right? You see those 3 red L's, and by your rules, you should say due.
Yeah, you're definitely due a win.
Yeah.
But this is Forest.
Yeah, basically that was the next line.
I'm sticking with the win here. What are you guys in the chat saying? Pat says the man with no face, smiley emojis at Twist. Joe says, I think Worrell has 2 more games, and if he fucks up, he's being replaced. I don't think we can give him that much luxury time. Ras is saying, make sure Linkrap and Taiwoni don't play. Isra is saying, I'd rather play a back 3 of Surridge, Awoni, and Dennis than Worrell, Cook, and McKenna tomorrow. Ras says, Dennis, Surridge, Johnson up front. Interesting. Jonathan saying 2-1 to Forest. Mitrovic to score an own goal and a Johnson penalty. Jonathan's got it all mapped out, man. Look, I'd take it. I would take it. Any win, I would take. Any win. Rice is saying Cooper's not Prem class. Don't know if I agree with that. I think Cooper will get it right. Ian is saying 1 apiece with a changed defense. And TC is saying draw. Both sides gain something from the game. Yeah, but I would have been fine with a draw if we'd be in Boringmouth. Yeah. We would have been on 7 points. This would have brought us to 8 points. You're looking, okay, that's not too bad. But a draw now only takes you to 5 points. A loss, and Forest are going to have some serious questions to answer. Being on 4 points, we have to get to 7. For me, this is must win. But like you were saying at the start, Twist, it is must win on this one. I'm going 2-1 Forest. I'm locking it in. I don't think I can see your guys' result. I mean, it's giving me percentages. Let's just have a look at who's going what. Overall, 53% are going for a Fulham win at the City ground. What the hell? 28% for the draw and 20% for Forest. In terms of scorelines, only 1% against 6-0 Forest. 2-1 is very popular at 17%. And a 1-1 draw is the most popular draw. Interesting. Southpaw saying we need a win, no doubt. I agree. Omar saying we have paid nearly 40 million for strikers and they don't get played. Yeah, that is starting to annoy me. And TC says, LOL, Forest fans are realistic. I want to know who wins 6-0. I'd love it if they're right. I will take, guys, I'll tell you now, any win. 1-0 off the backside of Ream's buttocks. In it goes. Forest win 1-0. I'll take it. 2-1 with a dodgy penalty, VAR, whatever, I'll take it. I don't care. We have to get 3 points. I had a good look around the website. Can't figure out what's causing the issue. It must be a server-side error with there. All right, guys, let's move on. And you guys are just going to have to put your predictions in the chat. Apologies, but it seems like there's a problem with the website. After I bigged them up on Twitter as well. We'll move on to Wolves against Manchester City. Let's start with you, Simple as on this one.
Yeah, so I know everyone probably thinks it's going to be another whipping, but I don't think Wolves have been too bad recently. Well, to be honest, I mean, even when we played them, we only beat them 1-0. Again, I'm basing a lot of this on what I see when I play Spurs. Just
Yeah, the
'cause I
Spurs
watch
have been
the whole
crap
game.
this season.
Spurs have been crap this season. We're getting the results, but anyway, obviously most people are going to go Man City. I think probably 95+% will go Man City, which I will as well. I don't think
So
it'll
what are
be.
you picking up then, man? You're like
No.
building it up as if you're gonna say Wolves are gonna sneak 1-0 or something.
Yeah. But I don't think basically it's going to be like a 5-0, 6-0, one of those. I think that, Man City drew against Villa last time, but obviously they're on good form in the Champions League and whatnot. And they smashed Forest, so anyway, a decent win for Man City. Let's just put it that way.
All right, let's see what the chat is saying before we jump to Twist. Joe's saying, what do you think we should do with Worrell? I think Worrell should be taken out for one game as a statement and then brought back in. Andrew's saying Wolves 1, Man City 3. Kel saying 3-0 to City. Carl's saying 3-0. TC saying 4-2 to City. Easton's Red saying 4-2 as well. Southpaw 1-0 to City. Bit in line with what Simple As is saying. Joe's saying 4-0 to City. Pat saying 4-1 to City. Tomic saying 3-0. A lot of 3-0s. Ian as well saying 3-0. Twist, which way are you going, man?
Wolves are up there with Boringmouth and Villa and them kind of teams. They're one of the worst teams to watch. They don't concede many goals. They definitely don't score many goals. That's why they brought freaking Costa in. He's not played for a club in nearly a year. He's like 36 years old to try and get him some goals this year. I don't know if he's going to play. I doubt it. So I think it'll be not many goals. Narrow Man City victory, 2-0. I think I'd go Man City for this one.
Yeah, I don't think Wolves will ever concede a huge amount of goals, nor do I think they'll score a huge amount. I'm going 2-0 as well. I don't think they'll get smashed, but I think it'll just be 2-0 to Wolves. Watch Wolves now go and win, because I've done that and I can't predict anything. Look, 97% going Man City, 2% a draw, 1% Wolves. No prediction from any of you guys has gone for Wolves. Obviously, I can't see them. I don't know why they've changed this. 1% have gone for the draw. Majority here have gone for a 3-0 Man City win. A couple gone, well, actually 5-0 popular at 4% and 3-1 quite popular as well with 9%. Maybe this is the new way they're doing it and this is within our pool. I don't know.
Maybe people are copying each other or something. What did you go, Twist?
2-0.
2-0.
Let's see if I've missed out any here. Rice has gone 2-0 to Wolves. Mark's gone 2-1 to Haaland City. I like it. Haaland is the freak, says East is red. He can score goals. We didn't know was possible. He should be a Forest player if he followed in his dad's footsteps. Rufus saying 4-0 to City. And Pat saying Haaland the difference, though goals incoming. Okay, let's move on to Newcastle against Boringmouth.
No, Newcastle are going to show Forest how you easily smash Bournemouth at home here. I think this is going to be a comfortable Newcastle win.
How have Newcastle only beaten Forest this season? That's just baffled me, man.
See, that is quite shocking. I know they've had some hard games, Man City, whatnot, but they've only got one win on the board. They have been playing good football, though. So I think if they get a couple of injuries back, I know Bruno Guimaraes has been out. I think he might be back. St. Maximus should be back as well, hopefully.
Wilson's out as well, isn't he? Guys in the chat, get your score predictions in as well in the chat. Sorry, go on, Nick.
Got Isaac there, so he's come in. He spent big money on him, so they got him up front. So I think, I'm pretty confident they're going to show everyone how you smash Bournemouth at home, like you should have done 2 weeks ago. So this will be 3-0 for me, Newcastle.
I mean, I like Isaac. I think Isaac's going to be a hell of a player. I kind of like Newcastle as well. I haven't got much beef with Newcastle, to be honest. And I want them to smash the shit out of Boringmouth. I want blood here. Like 5, 6, 7, 12. I'd be quite happy with that. I definitely can't see anything but a Newcastle win here. What are you saying, man?
Yeah, I'm going for a Newcastle win, but as I've been saying the whole time, when Scott Parker got fired, which I thought was ridiculous. I mean, they came off a win off of Villa and then lost to like the top 4 teams in a row. I don't care if it was 9-0 or 12-0. And then they came back and, when they started playing more normal teams and crappy teams like Forest, then they started winning and drawing. So
I wouldn't go that far. They shouldn't have beat Forest. Forest bent over. You can't do that. Evening Ollie. You can't say that. That was a freak. They drew with Wolves by playing defensive. They probably should have lost.
Was it a freak when they beat you last season as well?
What?
Anyway.
Well, that was the linesman being paid off, but you don't want to go down there.
Yes, I think as Twist said, like Newcastle, they've been good. They have played hard teams like Brighton, Palace, all of those. I'm putting up there this season. I think they'll just edge it. I don't think it's going to be what Twist said about smashing all this. I think it will just be a marginal one. Yeah.
I'm going full blood here, man. I'm going 5-0 Newcastle. I want to see that at least. That requirement there for me is a minimum. What are you guys in the chat saying? Pat's saying 3-1. TC saying 1-0 Newcastle. Boringmouth will park the bus. That is the good point. They will. Rufus saying 3-1 to the Toon. Adam saying 2-1 to Newcastle. Southpaw saying 2-1. Ian saying Boringmouth was just a bad 45 minutes with 2 goals up. Should have taken all the points. I agree. Andrew says there's an error on the server. My app not showing members' scores, either only percentages. Yeah, I've got the same thing, Andrew, as well. Jolly Ollie, how you doing, bro? Evening. Hope you're doing well. And Andrew's saying 4-0 to Newcastle. Tomic saying Newcastle gave us an education beating, but I want them to give Bournemouth a beating back to the Championship. 4-1 to Newcastle. Love it, bro. Love it. I'm going 5-0. Joe's saying 2-1. Let's see the percentages. Apologies again. I don't know what's happened on the website, but it is what it is. 86% are going for a Newcastle win. 4% are going for a Boringmouth win. And 10% are going for the draw. And there's some big figure. Oh, there's mine. The 6-0 there. Couple of 5-0ers. The majority seem in and around here with Newcastle scoring 3 goals. So either 3-1 or 3-0 Newcastle. Forest Ant's gone 2-0. Forest Ant, don't you want to see them give him a good slapping, man? It will put a smile back on my face. Actually, the most popular result seems to be 2-0 to Newcastle. So I hope they get smashed.
Worse. Wouldn't it make you feel worse about the result 2 weeks ago?
Nope.
Even they get smashed.
Nope. Why would I not want them to get smashed?
Because then it shows how even bad that result was that you lost.
But I already know how bad that result was.
Yeah, but if they get a draw here or they get a sneaky win, they can say, oh, maybe they weren't as bad as we thought we weren't.
No, I want Bournemouth down, man. I want Bournemouth down in 20.
Bournemouth, their relegation battle, man.
No, Bournemouth, I just don't like. I don't like a club that has 4 fans in a stadium of 10. It's just they're not Prem worthy. How are you, NFFC England? Hope you're well. Mark saying 4-0 to Newcastle. That's more like it. Easter's Red is saying Boringmouth is poo. I agree. Like I hate the place. I hate the team. I hate everything about them. Okay, let's get off Boringmouth. I can't stand even looking at their shirt. All right, we got Spurs against, well, speaking of more scum, Leicester. They've got more Reds than Forest, man. Surely. Is this the Drew a win rule, or is this it'll stick to form? I've got a feeling Leicester might beat Spurs there.
This is my
guys in the chat.
Fear.
Let me see your results.
This is my fear. Look, if you ever need a debut goal, or you're on a dry patch of form or something, you want to play Spurs. That's who you want to play. And this is the driest patch of form I've ever seen. And on top of all that, it's like it feels like a make or break for Brendan. If he loses this match, I feel like he'll get fired.
I hope not, because Forest will go up next. And I don't want a new manager rule, man.
This is it. If you want a redemption arc story, you play Spurs, you beat them, and then you go on to do okay. This is what I'm really worried about. But look, Spurs have still been solid in terms of in the Premier League, defensively solid. we're boring. We've been boring this season, to be honest.
You've been Italian, man. Even against Forest,
Yeah,
he sat
we've
back.
just been sort of defending, getting a counter-attack goal here and there, waking up a bit in the second half. So I think Spurs will win, and I think we'll just defend once and just sit on the lead. I do think we'll win. I'm scared about all those Reds because you expect a W now, but I have to back Spurs on this.
All right, just before we jump to you, Twist, let's see the guys in the chat what they're saying. Andrew saying Spurs 2, Festa City 1. Forest saying hope or Mangala's injury reoccurrence is Cooper Kidology. I think he still plays. I really do. I think this is Cooper doing a Cooper. Carl saying 2-1 to Spurs. Mark saying 3-0 to Spurs. Tomic saying 3-1 to Spurs. This will be pleasing and simple as will be giving them a little bit of confidence. The Easter's Red is saying they'll go 3-0 up and lose 4-3. That'll be a good game. Oh, here we go. Southpaw Red saying 2-0 to Leicester. Adam saying 1-1. TC is saying 2-0 Spurs. Son will get a brace to ease his personal pressure. Interesting. Yeah. Pat saying Spurs win, but hope they lose. Simple. LOL. Forest Dance saying hate Spuds, but head says 2-0. And Sean saying 1-0 to Spurs. Look, if I wasn't under pressure on my league table position right now, I'd fancy a pop at a draw here between Leicester and Spurs. I've just got a feeling that Leicester are due at least a point. And Spurs are playing such boring football that it probably suits both parties here to draw. I think Leicester will be walking away from this match happy with a draw. Spurs would be disappointed, but the way you're playing it, I'm still going Spurs.
Do you think Son will get dropped?
No. That's the thing, though. This is the perfect game for Son. If Son wanted to start a game and get a chance of getting a goal, it's this game, man. Leicester are leaking goals like nothing. Conceded 5 against Brighton.
This is the thing, Twist. Everyone keeps saying this is the perfect game.
Yeah, they said that against Forest, didn't they? He didn't do nothing.
And that's the thing, yeah. And like, at what point? Because Kulusevski comes on and changes the game a lot of the time.
I'd start Son. Yeah. Try and get in that.
I would keep Son.
What are you saying here, Nick? Nick, which way are you going?
Look, Spurs have been one of the most boring clubs to watch this season. But they're getting results. They're playing the Conte style and just digging out results. So I can't see Leicester really even. They might squeeze one goal, but look, Leicester have been so leaky. Like I said, they could 5 against Brighton. That could have been 8 or 9 even. They're so bad at defending right now. So if you got people on the pitch like Kane, Richarlison, Son, even if it doesn't start, they're going to score. Spurs are going to score. So I'm going for a comfortable home win.
Look, you two know I've said for years, if I ever need a nap, I put a Spurs match on and bang, out cold. And now you lot are all convinced by it as well. And BetMMA is saying I bought Son in my fantasy team, so let's see. Here's what Simple As doesn't know. I've had Son in my fantasy team from minute 1. No wonder he hasn't scored. Easter's Red saying Spurs are so boring. They bought our boy Jed, a very exciting win back, and left him out of the squad and are just sitting back. I'll let you respond to that.
Huh? Conte came out today bigging up Emerson Royale still. Like I don't understand this Emerson Royale thing. He's so bad.
He passed Basuma down as well, didn't he? You see that? He came out and he said the only person struggling with our training regime at the moment is Basuma. And then he was like, but he's improving a little. So
I mean, I'll take his word for
it. Sean's saying Son has to fire at some stage. He's just got too much class. Forrest Ant saying how long before Jed gets pissed off with Conte and punches his smug face and knocks his wig off? I don't get why this Emerson Royale is ahead of Jed. It's weird. It just tells you that it was Levy who bought Spence, not Conte.
I'd even put Doherty ahead of Emerson Royale. He can't shoot. He can't cross. He loses the ball every time he gets it. Anyway.
Emerson has the same football ability as Carl Jenkins. Anyway, wait, so Twist, you're going what? Spurs on this?
Yeah, 3-1.
All right, I'm locking it in. Guys in the chat, if you haven't already, put in your score predictions. It's 95% to Spurs, 2% to Leicester, and 3% for the draw, with most people going for a 2-0 or a 2-1 victory for Spurs, which I would probably agree with. But what do I know? The highest goal scorer has gone 4-0. with 2%, and about 7% have gone 3-1 as well. So that's Spurs, and that leaves us with a couple of ones. Brentford is Southampton for me, man. I can't judge them. I just hate them as well. You can't predict what they're gonna do. You think, yeah, I've got them sussed now. They're gonna play well and win. Now they got Arsenal at home. London derby. Fist of fate.
It is another tough one to call. Brentford, you kind of know what you're going to get with them. Hard working, Tony's in form. I don't know, but Arsenal off the back of the defeat to Man U, yeah, they won the stats, whatever you want to say. They had the most passes, they had the most possession, they had the most shots on goal. But they didn't really threaten De Gea that much, and they got caught out naively with some substitutions from Arteta that a lot of people have questioned why he went so gung-ho after they scored the equaliser. And they got caught out on counter-attack. Yeah. So some naive stuff there. Based on this game, though, Arsenal have been doing well against these so-called lesser teams. And a few years ago, last year, you'd have said going to a place like this. I think they lost here.
Well, they did. Opening day of the season, they lost on this one, didn't they?
Again, the season they lost it, come to like 3-0 or something stupid. But it's a different team now. They've been picking up good points against the lower teams until they came across the mighty Man U. So I think they'll get back on track on this one and get a narrow victory.
It's good to see you dominating in Europe again. I'm just loving some of these names, man. I gotta note these down for when we play Brentford. Andrew's gone Bentwood 1. Rotherham 2. Ant's gone the Bees 1, the Arse 2. Carl, I just love that Bentwood. Carl saying 2-all. TC saying Arsenal will be on fire with Jesus. 2-0 to the Arsenal.
That's now Jesus.
NFFC England saying go to Paul Picks. I did, bro. It's not working. Easter's Red is saying 2 apiece. Ivan Tony to score a brace. What are you saying, Mo? Which way is this one going?
I said before the Man U game, I'm not impressed with Arsenal. They played crap teams.
Here we go.
Yeah, they beat them.
Spurs
just about beat them. Whatever. They played their first decent team in Man U. They got smashed. Brentford at home. I'm going for a draw. I think Brentford can pull this one off. I'm not impressed with Arsenal enough. Let's go Brentford.
Arsenal definitely win this one, man. They've got to come back at the people like you who are Spurs fans who have been cussing them down for losing to crappy Man U. Arsenal have to win.
The thing is, I have to go a bit different to Twist as well, otherwise I'm never going to catch him up.
Southpaw's saying 2-0 to the Bents. Oh my god, I can't wait till we play Brentford. I'm going to have a field day with their name. If I piss the Boringmouth fans off that much with an off-the-comment thing, imagine when we start to think about nicknames for them. Okay, let's try this community pool, see if it's working again or not.
Not making me feel very good.
Huh?
Feeling a bit risky now with my draw.
79% have gone for the Arsenal to beat Brentford. 16% for the draw, 5% for the Brentford win. Only 2 sets of result have gone Brentford. That's a 2-1 and 1% at 1-0 to Brentford. 7% have gone for the draw at 1-all, 6% 2-all. And then the favourite scoreline is 2-1 to the Arsenal. With a couple going 4-1. No one going really crazy on the scorelines there. NFFC England said I went 6-0 to Forest. You legend. I knew someone would have the balls to do it, NFFC. I saw it but couldn't see any name by it. Forest Ant said Arsenal will defo finish above the boring Spuds. Yeah, that's for sure, man. That is for sure. Okay, that's Brentford Arsenal done. Brings us on to our last match. Obviously, it's a shortened fixture list with the Queen's funeral. Oh, God, this is such a boring looking match as well, man. Who wants this? Mo, go on. Everton, West Ham. Good luck.
It's just like both two bad teams, really. Spurs drew to West Ham, but we were just crap that day. We were dominated, actually, that day.
Have Spurs played every team in the league already or something?
Pretty much.
We come onto a team, you've played them.
I'm going for a decently scoring draw in this match with Everton at home. They're both rubbish. Their defence is not very good. They're probably going to concede a couple each through sheer mistakes. So I think it'll be some sort of score draw. That's what I'm going with.
All right. Boring.
Well, I'm gonna have to default to one of my
No way. You're going Everton.
OG rules here. There's gonna two rules coming together.
He's going to go for
Duet
the
rule.
home rule and the due rule. I guarantee that's what he's about to say.
Look, the duet rule. You've never seen a duet rule more than that Everton card right there. 2 losses, 4 draws. They're definitely due a W there, and the fact that they're at home. I've not been impressed with either of them. They've both been rubbish to watch. The only thing, Everton this season, they've snuck draws when I thought they was going to lose. They cost me a lot of points, to be honest, this season when I thought they were going to lose. They're not conceding as many as I thought they would. Last year, they conceding a lot of goals, looking really bad at front and back. This season, they got a few centre-backs in. They looked a bit more solid, but they've still got the issue of not being able to score goals. But somehow, I think they're going to sneak a win on this.
Guys in the chat, what are you going with? We've got... What are we here on the chat? Let me catch up. Jolly Ollie says, I definitely want that wooden spoon. Do I get a prize? We may give a sympathy prize for wooden spoons at the end of the season. Easter's Red says, I can see Sunderland finishing ahead of Leicester. Bro, what have you been drinking? What? Forrest Allen says, simple as, for a Spuds fan, I gotta admit, you're a cool dude. He's not, bro. He's not. He's a prick. Adam says, 1-0 to West Ham. Andrew's saying, Evilton. Oh my god. Andrew, me and you are going to have to talk, man. We're going to have to talk and you can do my pre-match rally up the opposition fans. So he's gone Evilton 0, Wet Spam reunited 0. Boring pair of teams, both to go down with luck. Okay, I can see it being a boring match. I really can. TCC says both crap teams with crap managers, 0-0, crowd to fall asleep. There's some love going around for these two teams. Southpaw saying 1 apiece, so is Easter's Red. Forest Stand gone for a boring 1-0 to the West Ham. NFFC England saying, everyone's saying boring draw on this one. David, how you doing, bro? Hope you're well. Evening all. Catch up later on. Take it easy. Thank you, bro. Hope you've had a good day. I keep backing West Ham to win because they bought Paqueta, who I love, and they keep screwing me. That draw screwed me. That loss screwed me. I'm giving him one last chance. I mean, they gotta have the quality over Everton, man. They really do. But I don't know, man.
It's a tough one.
I'm going 2-1. I'm playing the other rule. Give them both the goal, just in case.
Oh, you're going to West Ham. Okay.
I'm going 2-1. Everton can't keep a clean sheet. Pickford's going to be annoyed he hasn't been picked for the England squad, obviously, because Henderson's a better goalkeeper than him. I'm going 2-1. I'm going 2-1. Now, this is completely split.
Oh,
In fact, the draw is the biggest percentage. Carl's gone 3-0 to the Spammers. 42% have gone for a draw, 29 for an Everton win, and 29. I mean, the winning side is absolutely split to the T there. No one has gone for a big score. Look at that. That's all the results there. That's how even this is. There's only, 6, 7, 8 sets of results selected. 2-1 to Everton and 2-1 to West Ham. And you can do your standard deviation in between that, which probably makes it a draw, man. It really does.
Looking good.
Not going to be one to watch, I'll tell you that much.
That's the only...
You now know that everyone, including the chat, have now said this is going to be boring. It's going to be like a 4-3er, isn't it?
100%. Yeah, 100%. It's on Sky Sports, isn't it?
Exactly. To be fair, Farazan saying Paqueta is fucking class. He really is. Ez, how you doing, bro? England's #1, indeed. Sit down, Pickford. Easter's Red is saying my internet's just gone down, be back soon. My internet's gone down, be back soon. Okay. Yeah, I think that's going to be a draw. But I do want to quickly, before we wrap up, I want to talk about the England team. And get your guys' thoughts on it, and you guys in the chat, let me know. Now, biases aside, I have no bias. I was born in Scotland, so I don't really care about the England team. Apart from now, we have interest with Henderson. Twist as a thoroughbred Englishman.
Definitely. What
do you think of the team? Let me bring it up while you start talking.
On paper, it looks pretty bad, to be honest. I mean, it seems like he's overstacked on defenders, apparently. The midfield seems weak, low
Like
in numbers.
3 midfielders.
Yeah, low in creativity. And then up front, I mean, you've got Kane. Yeah, he's always going to start every game, and then it's just for me, it's Kane, Foden +1. I mean, it's probably going to be Sterling, but I would have put Sancho in there. I mean, there's a few admissions that people
Sancho.
know. I mean, Sancho scored tonight. He's got a lovely goal tonight. I think he deserves a spot more than someone like Grealish, who for 100 million has not shown anything. This is his second season now, and he's still bombing pretty badly for Man City. So I think Sancho's. Now look, Southgate said before the season started, Sancho and Rashford need to start playing games because they weren't starting all the games last season. Now they're starting games, and he's still not picking. So I mean, just look at the midfield.
I've just
there.
brought it
1,
up here
2,
on screen. Let
3.
me actually make it bigger. Right. I don't understand. Oh, is that going to go into the full team? All right, let's just keep it like that. It's easier. Can you explain to me why, and maybe some guys in the chat can explain, why is there 6 million defenders and 5 midfielders?
Well, it's got to be all the right backs and the wing backs, isn't it?
Yeah, but when you
It's
look
gonna
at those defenders, it's mainly, like you said, right backs and left backs, and then wing backers. When you look at the centre backs, you've got John Stones. I'm talking by the book here, yeah? Maguire, Connor Cody. What he's doing in there, I have no idea. And
I think he's
Dyer.
played Walker there. Yeah, he's played Kyle Walker there quite a lot. Like in a 3.
Oh,
Anyway.
Tomori's there. Tomori, I would start. I think he's good.
It's just nothing special there, if you know what I mean. I mean, Kane, yeah, he's going to get you goal. Just that midfield. Bellingham, 100% starts for me. And then you probably pick Declan Rice +1.
And Andrew's
just-
on fire, man. Check this. Colback didn't get in either. That was a surprise for me.
Oh,
Do you think Henderson starts?
I think Henderson starts.
I think he deserves to start.
I think he
No,
should start.
Lingard.
Yeah.
They'll probably give it to Pope, though, won't they?
Guys in the chat, do you think he will start Henderson?
I think I'll start Ramsdale.
You think Ramsdale? I think Ramsdale's been a bit dodgy at the start of this year.
I don't like Ramsdale. I think he's got a huge mistake in him every match.
Yeah, he's been a little dodgy.
I'd play Pope, to be honest.
How has Harry Arter not been called up? Pope, maybe. I say it's between Henderson and Pope. But I thought that he really loved Pickford. I don't know if Pickford's injured
Pickford's
or what.
injured. No, Pickford's injured.
All right, and
That's fine.
someone needs to tell me who the hell that Mark Guehi is. Is he that Palace guy?
I've got no more information than you have, to be honest.
Guys in the chat, enlighten us idiots. Who is Mark Guehi?
He's the Crystal Palace.
It's the Palace guy, yeah?
Yeah. He's decent. He won't play, though, would he? He's just in the experience, I suppose. I'm surprised that he took him over Joe Gomez, though. Like
Gomez been a bit. Well, what's interesting is that Harry Maguire got in, Luke Shaw got in.
Why is Maguire in there? I mean, Luke Shaw's in there just because he has a left foot. Simple as that.
It's not
Why
that.
is
It's,
it-
you know,
what's
we talk about
Bowen-
favorites FC. This is favorites FC, man.
Oh, Bowen had a good season last year, but I don't think he deserves a spot over someone like Sancho this time around.
I mean, I wouldn't say Sancho, but I agree with you. He hasn't started well. I'd also say, like, the favourites FC carry on because Calvin Phillips, although I do rate him, he hasn't played for Man City. He's had one game.
Yeah.
So this team stinks to me of favourites FC. It looks like it doesn't matter anymore if you start for your club or not. You don't have to be the best player at your club to get into the England team. And as Ant mentioned earlier, while Southgate's at the helm, are England going to win anything? Because he's so damn boring.
I've never-
Go on, Tess.
I've never rated South. If you think of Southgate, if he wasn't the England manager, do you think he'd ever get a top 10 team?
No
in
way.
The Premier League?
No
No
way.
way, he's not
I remember
in.
him at Middlesbrough, how bad he was.
Exactly. So I don't know. I've never rated him as a manager. I feel like he's just comfortable in that role. He's like, yeah, he'll do a job. He'll get us to the tournaments and then see what he can do. But he's very boring, man. Yeah,
We've had lucky runs, to be honest, in the Euros and the World Cup, like to get that far.
East is ready
Yeah,
saying he's
really.
at Palace. He's class. All right, and I'll scout
Yeah.
him.
But
Southpaw
you're
saying
saying
no
what?
Worrell. Don't Southpaw. Don't. NFFC saying where's the 8C? Oh my god. They're here to wind me up tonight. Omai said up and coming centre back. He's decent potential. And TC says, oh my god, Fat Maguire is in the squad. Yep, I was shocked at that. East is ready saying no Harry Tuffalo. And Pets is saying international ZZ. I fully agree. This international is just going to cause yet another break in the Premier League schedule. It's so annoying. TCC saying, I think Southgate is a good communicator, like a school teacher. Southgate to me just looks like, as a kid, he got bullied, man. I mean, I wasn't a bully at school, but I'd be tempted to bully him. He just annoys me, man. He's like so geeky and tries to please everyone. It's like, grow a backbone, man, and select an attacking team. Seriously. But yeah, I think I would start Tomori in defense. I like him. I would go something like this. Henderson in goal, Reece James, Tomori, and probably Stones. And then left back, I'd put Chilwell. That would be my back. And then in midfield, I mean, he's picked half of them are freaking CDMs, man. Bellingham, Rice, and Phillips. I mean, how boring is that? By default, you'd have to play like Ward-Prowse just to get a little bit of attacking in there.
No, he's never starting.
He's got Mount like the midfield ones, but he's more should be in the attacking bracket usually. That's more where he plays.
The problem is with Mount's nose, man, he's probably going to injure a couple of players every time he turns his head. So big, but.
Well, let me ask you this then: Kane or Tony? I know what you're going to say.
Tony, 100%. I would go up front. I would play Saka on the right, Tony in the middle, and then Foden on the left. That would be the front three I'd go with.
I think you got to start Kane, man. Proven goal scorer.
No, not for me.
Yeah, he's not good enough, Twist. He only scored twice against Forest.
Exactly. Haaland got a hat-trick. Says it all. I'm sick of saying Southgate got us to the World Cup semi and the Euros final. We got there despite him, and any decent manager would have won both of those. I agree with that. The run England had into both those tournaments, they couldn't have handpicked better ones. Post saying, where's the main man Cafu in the England squad? He'd walk into this England team. TCC, remember his Pizza Hut advert? God, yeah, it was so bad. His acting was terrible even back then. Phil Jones says, no. The Easter Red says, no Phil Jones, shocking behaviour. And Laser says, yes, this is my first stream I can join since deadline day. Nice to be back. Good to have you back, Laser. I hope you've been keeping safe and well. Jonathan says, Rice is so overrated. Do you not agree with that? Do you think Rice is overrated?
I mean, people just saying that just because the West Ham haven't started well this year and he's not had the greatest start himself. He missed a penalty again.
Yep,
I think
Forest.
he's quality. He's still young. I think he'll be around in the Premier League for a while. He'll get his big move soon, and then I'll show his.
How is Puke Poor there? Who's Puke Poor? Oh, Luke Shaw. I don't know. His favourites FC. And then Andrew says, oh, I'm so looking forward to the Nations League. Let's pause the Premier League. Was it a Spurs fan who came up with that great idea? Yawn. It's just pointless. But anyway, that's the England squad. I thought I'd bring it up just to finish the stream off. But without putting everyone to sleep, because they are boring to look at, let's just remind you of what we've got tomorrow. And guys, you won't be falling asleep tomorrow because it is Forest against Fulham. Must win match. We have to win it. We have tomorrow. We'll have your daily Forest news as always in the afternoon. And then tomorrow night, we will have the watch along from 7:30. Guys, if you're religious, at 6:55, start praying and pray that at 7 p.m. we will be greeted with news of a different team sheet. Please pray. Pray and pray. I will be, of course, sharing the team sheet out once it's up, and then we will discuss at 7:30 the team news, how they're going to line up. Hopefully we will see changes there as well. And then obviously we'll have the virtual pitch here, so you guys, if you're not going to the match, won't miss a kick of the game. Straight after that, we will have the match, the player ratings. Again, we'll do it with you guys live on the stream. And then if Forest have won, maybe if I'm not too tight, because it'll probably be about 11 o'clock or something, maybe we'll do a fan forum and get your opinions. So, if you're confident that Forest are going to win tomorrow, or at least get a point, give the video a quick like. Thank you for joining the stream. I don't know what's happened with Super Brews kind of showing on it, so apologies I couldn't show you guys any of your scores. But tomorrow's the big day. If you haven't watched the match preview for it, go and check the video out. I did that on Tuesday, and I put my predicted team out there. I still think Mangala will play. I think Cooper's just playing poker as always. So, thank you guys for tuning in. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I'm already getting nervous. Just saying the words is struggling to come out with the nerves I'm feeling, because this is a huge, huge match tomorrow. Guys, don't forget, if you want to become a member, hit the join button for 99p. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed to the channel tonight. Don't forget, if you're doing any shopping on Amazon tonight, please do use our link. It's free for you to use. And we get a little bit of commission from Amazon to say thank you. Guys, here we go. I hope you do an after match if you're up for it. As if you're back, we'll do it, man. We'll do it. Yeah, drop me a message and we'll do it. Let's just hope, inshallah, it's a win. All right, guys, that will wrap it up for today. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. Come on, you Reds. We can beat them. We can beat them. Have a good night.